Hey, spiritual superstars. Let me show y'all what I'm using. Can you see that? Our true love elixir. So, I hope y'all can't see behind me because I've got a bunch of paperwork that I got to get done. But we are having this discussion, the situationship between parents. It happens. It truly does happen. And I want to share because I know I've experienced it and I know many people that have, and I know that a lot of people really want to be in a relationship with whoever they have children with and aren't quite sure how to transition. And some people, I believe, we're not meant to be in a relationship with that we have children with. So we're going to talk about that today. And I hope and pray that you find value in this um, video. And I hope that you participate. So whether you're watching this on a recording or whether you are live, definitely thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up button and for participating. So let's go ahead and type in our 4 1s, the opening of the spirit realm. Go ahead, type in your hashtag or your pound, your 4 1s, and let's go ahead and take a beautiful deep breath in. You ready? Come on. Deeply, deeply, deeply. Let it all out. Again. Breathe in deeply. It's all coming up. It's all coming up. It's all coming up. You're just filling up your lungs. And then let it out. When you do that, you exhaust your human and you prepare your human to receive your spiritual guidance, okay? Gives your human something to do so that your human doesn't sabotage what you end up hearing from the Most High. That's why we take those big, deep breaths in and the complete exhalations, okay? So I hope that that makes a lot of sense because I want you to get used to doing that again and again and again throughout your day. All right, so, and thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up button. Let's see how many likes this video can get because I'm going to be very transparent and I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous because I'm pretty private and it's very important that I keep certain things private, but I also am very aware of being an influencer and wanting so much to fulfill what I believe is one of my missions, which is to keep families together. No matter who you are, no matter what walk of life, no matter what nationality, ethnicity, part of the world you're in, our babies need us. And our babies need us to be families. And I think the first thing there is whether you have kids or not, this is going to be a video for you. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you for saying you enjoy watching our videos. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. That makes me feel really, really good. And so I think when you don't have children, I think you have to really be on purpose about that and plan accordingly. So even before you have children, you're in a great position. You've got to understand that you decide who you want to have children with. I'm not talking about abuse or, anything like that. I'm talking about you deciding to have children with someone. Ladies, I know that the politics are all in our womb and all of that, especially in the United States, as far as I'm aware of. I know other countries are dealing with it too, but that gives you a great understanding of where your power is. So be on purpose with who you have children with. That means you pre-qualify whoever you are deciding to have children with. You're in a process. So you got to be purposeful with it. Ladies, you're in your childbearing years, in your early 20s, right? Even before that, when you get your cycle, you can have a baby. So we want to make sure that we understand that when you get your cycle, and I hope and pray that this is not too much, but I want you to teach this to the young girls too. So share this message, share this video, please. Even if you had to, you know, put it in somebody's inbox, something like that. But get it out, because young ladies need to know the reason why they get so horny, the reason why they get emotional, the reason why they feel their energy changing is because our hormones are in play, because that's how God created us. When we get our period, when we get our cycle, it can be 9 years old, it can be 10. That doesn't mean that she's ready for a baby. Okay, emotionally, mentally, even physically, to be able to give birth to a baby without C-section or anything like that. You know, there's a lot of kids that have gotten pregnant, they died in childbirth because their bodies are not ready to give birth. So simply, all it is, it means that that's puberty, and our body is preparing to have children. It's getting ready to. Doesn't mean it has to happen, okay? Anytime soon when that happens. But I do want you to know that, young ladies, just because you are a preteen, a teenager, and you've got your period, you absolutely can get pregnant, but that doesn't mean that you have to get pregnant. And that doesn't mean that you really want to have that baby. That might be a desire to be loved. That might be a desire to be respected, appreciated. That might be telling you, you know what, okay, now I got to, look at my hygiene differently. I've got to handle myself differently around boys. I've got to handle myself differently around men. I've got to really start asking some different questions. Auntie Nicole is right here. Nana Nicole is here. I'm telling you, Mama Nicole is here, okay, for you. So you definitely reach out to me, and we'll try our best to get you the help that you need, okay? We don't need to be having no babies that we can't take care of. You have a life ahead of you, a humongously prosperous, abundant, blessed, healthy life, successful life ahead of you. Guys, too, young men. So when you are definitely feeling that energy of, what's going on down there, ladies, young ladies, you automatically start producing more fluid in your vagina. Okay, I'm not too big on vajayjay and all of that. It's called a vagina. Okay, you are going to produce more fluid there. Why is that? It's because God knows our humans, our human body, with that, we're created to have sex. We're created to procreate. And why wouldn't it be everything that we can receive for it to be less painful, for it to be more enjoyable? But that doesn't mean that you get to enjoy it just because you're having a period, and because you got fluid down there, and you got, you got urges, you got sensitivity. It is going to happen, but that doesn't mean that you need to act on it right then and there. So we have to really practice self-regulation, self-control. Okay, we're going to talk about that way more in another video, but I'm talking about co-parenting, baby mama, baby daddy, and sex. So just that alone, I hope and pray that you know that you don't have to act on those urges, okay? So let's say that you go ahead and you have a baby. No matter what age you are, no matter what your circumstances are, you guys are parents now. I'm a believer in, like I said, pre-selecting, vetting out the right person that you want to have children with, knowing your values, your standards, your requirements. What is all of that? Taking into consideration, can you even afford to have a baby, and all of that. So what I've seen and what happens all the time is we just don't know that person enough. We might have reunited with our twin flame or our soulmate. We might have really connected with someone on a physical level, meaning we're attracted to them. That happens. Men will tell you that they are physical creatures, okay? Women, we're emotional. We're all up in our feelings 24/7. Are we not? Comment down below. Hit the thumbs up button if that, and I know that y'all gonna be honest. Comment and share, ladies. Don't we be all up in our feelings? I mean, we really do, you know. And so men know that, and you got to use that as your power too, right? Look at Jan. Yes, yes, yes. Where's Belle at? I'm telling you, right? So, okay, now we got these two things we gonna see. And sometimes if alcohol or drugs are involved, then that thing is gonna happen just like that. Okay? Our physical, the lust takes over. But that's why you hear me saying all the time, we gotta control our human. We gotta self-regulate, 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 self-regulate. You better get out to the gym and work that energy off. You better get out and run, work that energy off, because if you don't, your human's going to want to do something else that might get you into trouble, might have you have a baby that you really didn't mean to have. Okay, so now that it's out there that you know you might have some kids, you might have a baby that you knew was just like, oh my God, I don't even know this guy. I don't even know this girl. She about to have my baby. Is she going to decide to have the baby? That's the other part, okay? Ladies, like I said, the politics are all in our womb, and they're trying to tell us what to do with our body, okay? So, I think that you should really, I'll address that in just a minute. I love that question, and thank you so much for asking me. And I'll definitely tell that question at the end of this video, okay? Someone just asked me, are you married? Just asking. So, I think that that is definitely something that I will answer. So, we are aware that once you're pregnant, and you have to make a decision, okay? You may not believe in abortion. You may believe in it. You may believe that, oh my gosh, we're going to have this baby and we're going to put it up for adoption. Whatever your belief system is, that's something that you handle with God. You deal with that with God, okay? I'm a big believer in doing what's best for you, doing what's best for the child, if it's an underage person, male or female, doing what's best for you, what's best for that baby. If you decide to have the baby and the baby's going to be born, what's the best thing for the whole situation, but primarily for that baby, okay? For you. Co-parenting comes in, okay, when the baby comes in, all right? So let's say that you're not with this person. Let's say that it happened, sex happened, one of you got pregnant, whether, you know, somebody got pregnant. So let's say we're going to come at this from being the guy and coming in from being the woman, okay? So let's say you don't know each other too well, or he feels like he wants to know you better, and you feel like you know him great, and you've got the baby. That's going to cause drama because he doesn't feel like he knows you good enough, but you do. Okay? And you might want to get to know him better because why, ladies? We're emotionally charged. We go by emotion. So our feelings are already involved. I don't care what you say at that point. I don't care what you say. Your feelings are involved when you are a woman. Now you got extra hormones involved because you're pregnant. And that's just the way we are made. We're made like that. We're emotional creatures, okay? So now, what are you going to do? He's talking about, is it my baby? Or he's talking about, I'm not interested in any kids. I don't want no kids. I wasn't thinking about having kids. I wasn't. And you're like, well, we got a kid coming. And he's like, well, are you sure? I mean, and you're like, I don't believe in abortion. Of course I'm sure. So now he's got to think about child support. You thinking about child support. That is a natural thing to think about. How are we going to make this work? So that's why I say dating is vetting. You want to make sure you know who you're dating and who you are sleeping with. Dating does not necessarily mean having sex. Okay, there's different levels to it. And I think that what happens is a lot of times we merge all that together and it just isn't, that's not a good thing. We have to break it up, okay? So now the baby's here, and whether you go to child support or not, you know, I do believe that co parenting is important. Whether you are in a relationship, a situationship, like that's getting ready to happen with that scenario we're talking about, you're married, whatever it is, co-parenting is important. So for me, co-parenting is both of you coming in and caring for the child or the children, and in understanding and respecting that that other person has a life, they have aspirations, they have goals, they have likes, wants, dislikes, they have dreams, and they have what a life. They have a life. They have a life. They have other responsibilities. They might have other children. I hope to God they don't have a spouse. You know, I don't want you to be with a married person thinking that he or she is going to leave their spouse because you got pregnant. That happens too. So you got to really think about it before, ahead of time. So co-parenting, does that involve sex? Not necessarily. If you find out that you two are saying, you know what? All right, we don't know each other that good enough. I don't even know your mama. I don't even know where you were born. How old are you? Wait, what? Wait, I thought your last name was this. Wait a minute, you mean that's just what they call you in the neighborhood? That's not your real name? What's your middle name? We don't even know all of that stuff. Don't even know if they take a shower every day. Don't even know if, don't even know. Don't know if whatever's going on, you know? Um, so sex is a way to procreate, Dominique. You know? Sex is a way to procreate. Ooh, my battery getting ready to go, y'all. Hold on a minute. We can't be doing that. Hold on. I gotta make sure. And don't be looking at my room. If this little thing moves around, and you see what's behind me, let me tell y'all something. You're gonna be like, Miss Nicole, you tripping. And I am tripping. I got work to do in here. So we gonna have to move this over here like that. Okay, I got work. I got paperwork. And I am not the kind of, I don't like paperwork. Let me see if I get this thing to move. Okay, I think we did it. All right. I think we did it. Let's see. All right, I think that's it. Is that going to be it? Maybe if I move the string. Okay, I got it. Right? I'm charging it. Thank y'all for working with me. Y'all know I be tripping sometimes. Let me tell you. Okay, so co-parenting does not always involve sex. It can if you want it to, okay? But I think it creates a situationship when you haven't had that conversation of whether or not you really want to be in a bona fide relationship and what that really means to both of you. Because it may mean something totally different. Um, and so I think it's really important that you go into it knowing some things ahead of time, okay? So, co-parenting, you're working together to help the children, to help the child live their best life, to give them what they need, right? Ladies, hear me when I say this. Just because you have a baby with somebody does not mean that you're in a relationship with them. Don't be shooting the messenger, okay? I'm just saying the truth because that is the truth. I had to learn that too. That's a hard pill to swallow when you haven't done your homework and when you haven't done enough on you to know your power. Okay? Um, you might, and here's another thing that's really, really, really hard. You may not be who he wants to be in a relationship with. He may have wanted to have sex with you, but not want to build a family with you. And I know that's painful on multiple levels. However, that's something that women have to understand. And so, how will you know, right? You ask that question. You ask the question. He may not even want kids, right? Gentlemen, you might not want kids and she may want kids. How do you know that she's not thinking, all right, I'm getting up there, or I want to have me some babies? And, my mindset is, I ain't gonna put that on me. Her mindset is she's gonna have kids by any means necessary. So have that conversation, okay? How about if the condom breaks, and you better have a condom on, and there ain't no more, I don't like how the condom feels. There's no more of that. They make too many different brands, too many different kinds of condoms for you not to be protected. And if you're gonna have sex and be an adult with your body, then you owe it to all of us, okay? To be responsible. Because the bottom line is, if you can't take care of your baby, guess what? The government is going to help you do it. And guess who's a part of the whole government and all that money? Everybody. So society needs you to be up on it, okay? And I know that that's like, like, dang, did she have to go there? Yes, I did. Look at Jan, it's like, yes. So you want to make sure that you got it together. Even if you don't care about your own health, which I pray to God that you do. Because there are STDs out there, and there is AIDS and HIV, and there's stuff that will kill you, obviously. Okay? And so having a baby is a baby that you're gonna have for the rest of your doggone life. That's another human being. Okay? And it doesn't mean that you're gonna necessarily be with the other parent. All right, so right then, what you say, just got it. Just get it extra thick. That way it won't bust. Listen, okay, I know this is adult content, and kids should be at school right now. So yes, gentlemen, if she says that she's on birth control, what's that got to do with you? Especially if you're not in a relationship. What's that got to do with you? If a woman says, or a young lady says, I'm on the pill, or I'm on an IUD, or I got whatever she's got going on, what does that have to do with you? Absolutely nothing. That means that she's choosing to make that choice for herself. That's her body. Can I get an amen off of that? Hit the thumbs up button if I'm making sense. That's her body. And I'm definitely making sure my son knows that. Ain't no games out here, okay? There's been plenty of women my age who have taught young girls, their daughters, to scout out the ones they know have a scholarship coming, or a trust fund baby, or their family got some money. They look like they got some good genes because they fine. It happens all the time. Okay? It happens all the time. So, men, young men, older men, that ain't got nothing to do with you. And be responsible with your seeds that you're planting them in fertile ground that's going to water your mind, your heart, that's going to help you succeed, that you want as your helpmate. Okay? So, um, I think that sex is not a part of the deal when you're co-parenting unless you want it to be. And I think that without the boundaries or the communication of or the rules of a relationship, then it is a situationship. Okay? And um, I have two children. I have two children. And I have two children from two different men. I have two children from two different men. Okay? And my daughter's father really wasn't a part of her life to begin with. And I thought that I could grow into falling in love with him. But I knew that I wanted to be a mama. And now I'm not saying it was the right decision to make. I am saying that I have absolutely zero regret. And I gave birth to the beautiful baby that I envisioned when I was about 19. I saw her. It stopped me, and I remembered the dream that I had. And I told my mama, and she was like, "You know what her name is, right, Nicole?" I'm like, "No." Told me her name right there. I said, "How do you know that?" She was like, "God told me." So when I tell you I've been following my spiritual guidance from day one, God love Queen Mother. I love her to life. Y'all know my mama. She been on this platform plenty of times. So my son's father is the biggest blessing to our life. He came in and he really is the embodiment of a stepfather. Now, we are not married. We are not married. I am not married. I am not married. He's my guy. I'm his lady. And marriage is the plan. And I hope that it does happen. I think that conversations need to happen. And I think that when you do have children with someone, you need to have boundaries and you need to have adult conversations. And that requires emotionally intense communication. And I think both parties have to know what they want and honesty. I think that when we come together, there are so many variables in this third dimension that we live in. And when you feel spiritually pulled to someone, I think that it requires you to really detach, really. On this side, everything is spiritual, it feels great, it's wonderful, oh my gosh, feeling that pull. But then on this side, here's the obligations, the responsibilities, the other side of their life and overall, your life, and needing to really put that together. And so without sharing too much of our business, I'm in the happiest place I've ever been in my life. And I'm in the scariest as well. So I think that when when you are at the position in your life that you can open yourself up like this and all in, all in, all in. and you're not like this anymore. I think that's a good place to be. And I think children benefit from parents that are willing to work on themselves because they want their family to work. So I hope that that makes sense. Got the, I'm all hot sharing that. So thank you so much for letting me do that and letting me be as transparent as I can be. I appreciate that so much. So let me see what you all are putting in the chat. Thank you so much for commenting. It's hard to believe. Oh, you're so welcome for answering your question. You're so welcome. It's hard to believe how beautiful women like you are single, just saying. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Um, I think that's another topic I think that we really need to have, because I think a lot of times we're not taught how to relationship, which is why Coach Darian and I are trying to help as many people as possible, because there are a lot of people that want to be in relationship and whatever that is defined, for them. A lot of people want family, they want children, and they don't want to be single. But a lot of people don't know how to bridge that, and they don't know how to be vulnerable enough. I truly believe that therapy is important, and I believe that coaching is essential. And I think that vulnerability is critical. And I think that, ladies, hear me say this, being submissive is freeing. Being submissive frees you up and empowers your guy to protect and provide. So I think that's super, super important. And it's not as easy as what I just said, but you can get there. And once you warm up to being a woman in a heterosexual relationship, is what I have to go by, because that's what I'm in. You really do begin to live a happier life. Your children begin to be happier, and your guy is happier. Thank you so much. You are so correct. My ex-husband wanted sexual time. I used to say, why do we have to be intimate all the time? So I wanted to be a family. He wants to sleep around, so he abused me on purpose to go so he could leave and be free. It depends on his mindset. Men take submission as control sometimes. And I hear what you're saying. And see if I can get that down. I hear what you're saying for sure. I think just knowing that lets you know just how powerful you are, and lets you know how to really turn the pain that you felt into your power. Turn that pain into your power. And if you don't know how to do that, that's why we're coaching our clients. So we have to repurpose that. Your brokenness is your beauty. But knowing that your body is your vessel, and it's for way more than co-creating, and it's for way more than having sex and pleasing another, but it certainly is a part of that. And sex can be therapeutic, but in the right situation, the right relationship, right? If there's no boundaries there, if the understanding isn't there, then women, again, we're emotionally charged. We then feel taken advantage of, taken for granted. But the onus is still on us because it's a matter of using your words and sticking to what you value, your standards, your requirements. And if we don't know those things, how can we convey that to somebody else? And if we can't convey that to somebody else, how can they give us what we need? And how can they know what we want? So it is so important to be able to communicate that. And that's something I had to learn. You know, my mom taught me a lot, and I'm so grateful. But that was later when I was able to open up to her. So I believe that, you know, we have to have those conversations. I think we can assume, we can, but when we assume, I don't think that that is a good thing because there's nothing like knowing for certain. Let's see, depends on, ma'am, you're right. You make plenty of sense. I've only been in one relationship. It was 7.5 years. It was a teenage love that spilled over in adulthood. Had our first kid together, split up when our daughter turned 4. Whew. So, have you learned, Dominique, what you really want? Have you learned what you like, what you love? Have you learned how to be comfortable as a woman who has a child and is not responsible for anybody else but you and your baby? Because that's something to be. And I think that's another thing is that we can go back to who we have children with. We find that comfort in them when we get when we want intimacy, when we want sex. We're human beings. And so that once a month thing, when we ovulate as women, that's when we are at our horniest. That's the way it is. And let Mars jump into it. And if Mars is in your is a ruling planet, you Aries or Sagittarius, that Scorpio energy, you got that fire, that intensity, you got that emotional passion and all that good stuff, you can hang it up. You got to really be on your P's and Q's. Pisces, y'all just want to be married to everybody. You just want to go on back in. You're going to make it work, you know. Libra, you know, y'all, oh goodness. Y'all know y'all want to be definitely married, partnered up for real, for real. You're going to make sure they know that y'all are a team. This is, you know, everything that you could do to be balanced as a team. You know, I mean, all of these things are taken into consideration, you know. So I think it's so important. Look at Leo. Leo, oh my goodness, the boss, you know, the diva on both ends. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman with Leo energy, that's diva, you know. Oh my goodness. So, oh yeah. I mean, I laugh, and I hope that you're laughing at yourself, and we can have that good time because it's important. So really didn't have a real relationship since only a long situation that ended up leading me on my spiritual journey, which is so big. So that's huge. I think that's important to have that motherly guidance. Thank you so much. I think it is too. And so anybody that doesn't have that, you got me. Okay? Ask away any questions that I can help you with. And if I can't, you know, keep on seeking. And I'll definitely help you try to get whatever advice that you can that you need. I think it's super, super important. Oh, thank you so much. Don't forget you're beautiful too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, so it doesn't have to be, it can be. Now let's say that um you're married and you are maybe separated. I mean, you're married. I think that you cannot put the same rules on a marriage that you can on a relationship, because before you are married you're still single. I mean, you've got, it could be your lady, that could be your guy, but I still think that there's a difference, so that you got to be clear on what the limitations are in a relationship versus a marriage. And it's really easy. Ladies, again, we need to hold ourselves accountable to not act like we're married when we're not to our guy, because then that can mean that we are buying gifts that are super ridiculous that when he's not your husband, and vice versa, and doing different things, giving of yourself, when that's a level for marriage. It can be something like that. I think that has to be defined within your personal situation, but there definitely has to be a definitive, here's the boundary. Okay, well, I can't do that. I can't give of myself. I can't be all in when I'm not all in. I'm not your wife, so I can't be all in like that. Um, and it's really important. And I think that it takes um, it takes self-talk, and it takes definite discipline for you to stop yourself from overextending yourself. Just what Dominique just said, overextending yourself. It's so important, because then that way you're also protecting your heart without having to guard your heart. The parameters. I think it's so important that in any um, connection that you have with another, whether you have children or not, that it's important for you to really set the parameters with each other, and not just go about it like, okay, here's my parameters, here are my rules, but, and then you're questioning what his rules are, or vice versa. You assume this, and they're really thinking something totally different. So I think having those conversations are super important. And then you got to take into account if you're involved with somebody else. If they're involved with somebody else, what happens then? When they've got a boyfriend, or they got a girlfriend, or they're getting engaged, or they're married now, and you still have that sexual desire towards each other. You don't want to have sex with them then, because now you're going into really dangerous territory, and you're bringing some energy to your own romantic life, you know, because now you're messing with somebody else's man, or you're messing with someone else's lady. So that's a big deal there. And then what are you doing with your how is that going to affect you? How is that going to really, are you going to be able to sleep at night? What is that going to do to you? Are you going to be like beating yourself up and judging yourself and treating yourself harshly, speaking negatively against yourself because of that? And so really accountability. We have to self-regulate. That's why, ladies, getting in that gym is way more than just the physical appearance. It's your health. It's a healthy lifestyle. Just getting outside and walking, taking the shower, you know, um, all of it. Some people um, choose to masturbate. Some people choose to do that. Some people don't. But I believe in using the different outlets that we have to self-regulate and to avoid getting into a situationship with your ex, especially when they are involved with somebody else. And I don't believe that masturbation is the key. I don't believe I think that, honestly, I think prayer, and I think that sitting still with the Most High. I really believe that sitting still with God is everything, because undoubtedly you will hear your spiritual guidance. You will hear whether or not you need to go over there or not, whether you need to let them come over to you. You will hear it. You will hear it. You may not want to hear the answer that you receive, but I guarantee you that you will hear that answer come from within you. And then if you didn't get it loud and clear because you asked, the Most High will send it to you another way. And I promise you, when you see it in 3 triplicate, that third time, you better go on ahead and just, okay, thank you so much, Lord. I am so sorry. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me give you a scenario how that might go down. All right, so let's say you're ovulating. Ladies, you're ovulating. Now God knows how God made our body. Okay, you're ovulating. You really feeling it. Oh my goodness. You want to make that phone call. You want to make that call. Okay? It's 2 in the morning. You want to make that phone call. All right. So, should you make the phone call? Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't want to make that phone call. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Should I do it? So, sit with God. Ask. Divine Source, should I do it? Please show me my spiritual guidance the way that I can receive it. Please, oh Lord, please tell me, should I do it? I mean, this is between you and the Most High, so keep it real. No one else needs to know how you talk to God. Just talk to God. And then let's say you get a text. What is it? WYD. You get that text, right? They don't even put what you're doing. WYD, that's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you get. You ain't heard from them since the last time. Or you struggling anytime outside of this WYD, struggle bus. You don't hear from them, her, him, whoever it is, and all of a sudden, 2 in the morning, you're horny as all get out, and you get WYD. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because that message is, what you doing? And it's always in that voice. What you doing? What you doing? We're adults, okay? So that's what it is, and I think that's a universal thing. And so are you gonna respond? No, you're gonna ask God. You're gonna look at your phone. Oh my goodness. Should I respond? You're gonna hear no. Right then and there. You're gonna hear no. You're gonna hear it. You're gonna say, is that me? No, it's not you. It's God. No, it wasn't you who said no inside of yourself. It was the Holy Spirit that said no, 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 no. That's God, okay? Now that we got that straightened up. So you're still gonna ignore it. Why? Because you're human and you're faulty, and we make mistakes, and we get chances to make it up. That's how much God loves us, okay? It's why we don't have to beat ourselves up all the time for failing and making mistakes. We just try to do better. That's it. We try to do better every day, all right? Nicole says, no, because I ignored anyway. It's a booty call. It's a booty call, right? So you got your higher self, you got your angels, you got your spirit guides, you got your ancestors, you got everybody. God is telling you it's a booty call, okay? You already talked yourself up the whole week. I ain't answering no calls. I'm not, that's it. We ain't having sex. I'm not no booty call. I am not. I am ready for a relationship. I'm not doing nothing like that. No, I get any phone calls, that's going to be it. I'm not doing none of that. No, thank you. No, it ain't happening. It's not happening. I don't care how good he looks. I don't care how good she looks. I don't care what. No, it's not happening. I'm not doing it. Now all of a sudden, what you doing? Dang it. and you hear a no. You know what you do. You're in there with God. So now all of a sudden you're like, nothing. You're gonna respond. That's your human responding because you didn't check your human, and you gotta check your human. Nothing. Or what you doing, right? You're gonna just you're just gonna match whatever message you just got, right? Come through. Or something's going to happen. These are text messages that are universal across the boat, across the board. It happens. So you got to know how you're going to respond. You might get a message from the Most High that just reminds you of the last time you did it and how you felt. Look at Pax. Pax put it on the screen. That's so funny. That's so funny. So, yeah, look what Pax wrote on there. That's so funny to me. So, um, you're gonna think about the last time that you totally messed up, and you're like, dang, you know, okay, so you can't do it, right? And then you're gonna be like, dang, I shouldn't do it. I can't do it. You might send a message and then you don't get no response. You sitting up there now. You're up. Now it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You still ain't get no response, and you still now you wide awake. Now you don't let this whole situation disturb your sleep, and you got to go to work in the morning. You got to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning anyway, and this person is asleep on the other end. You don't know what's going on. They might have called 5 different people for all you know. Okay? They might have already gotten a hit, and they got somebody in there already, because they was like, oh, because you slept on it like you should have, paused and hesitated and dodged a straight up bullet, and now 5 in the morning you blowing up their phone. Avoid all of this, all of that. No. Okay? No. No. Or you get, well, I was thinking maybe we could meet for lunch. No. You either get no response, or they're going to flat out tell you they got plans, which is going to crush you in half. Or they're going to be like, I got a lady. My girl ain't going for that. My man ain't going to have that. My man, what you doing? Then you going to try to pull the what you doing. Like Pax just put on there. Pat just put on WYD. You're going to put that out there. They're going to be like, with my man. I'm with my girl. I'm with my lady. I'm with my guy. So to avoid all of that, we don't want that, right? So know the parameters, and live your best life, Absolutely. And know that you don't have to be in a relationship just to be in a relationship, okay? You don't have to, because then you might end up in a situationship with or without kids. So remember that. You can be happy single, but I'm a big believer in never lying to yourself that you are happy single, okay? Because you don't have to be. Never lie to yourself about that. And if you really want children, then it's really time for you to be on purpose in dating and vetting out the people that you're not going to be with. Either that person's with somebody already, they've got a family already, they are aligned in different ways, you're not aligned together. They might be more focused on their career when you really want to build a family. They might, whatever it is, they may not desire you to be the one that they want a family with. So I think that really it goes back to what we said in the beginning. So I hope that this video makes sense. I hope that this has, given you value today. And I'm grateful. Thank you for your participation. I love when you all are really active and participating in the videos, because it means so much to people that are, to me, but also to people that are come back and read your comments, and you provide so much value to people. So thank you so much, because y'all are definite spiritual superstars. Thank you so much. So hit the thumbs up button, hit the little bell so you'll be notified when I come back over with more free spiritual guidance. And drop in the comment section any videos that you want to see me do, you want to see Coach Darian do. And I love y'all. I love y'all to life. Have a beautifully blessed day.